Before I tell you what happened that night, let me be clear about one thing. I live alone. I've always lived alone. So when I heard 3 distinct knocks on my apartment door at exactly 3:17 a.m., every rational part of my brain told me to stay in bed. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. This happened last winter in my studio apartment in Portland, Oregon. Small place, 5th floor, decent neighborhood, nothing special. I'm a light sleeper, so when those knocks came, I was wide awake instantly. Knock, knock, knock. Slow, deliberate, like whoever was out there had all the time in the world. I grabbed my phone, 3:17 a.m. I opened the Ring app. My doorbell camera showed nothing, just an empty hallway. But I heard those knocks, clear as day. I should have stayed in bed. Instead, I crept to the door and looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty, but here's the thing that made my blood run cold. I could see my neighbor's door across the hall, and on their door, exactly where mine would be, there was a wet handprint. Not water, something darker, something that glistened under the hallway lights. I backed away from the door. That's when my phone buzzed, a notification from my Ring doorbell. Motion detected 47 seconds ago. I replayed the footage, and there, standing directly in front of my door, facing it, was a figure, completely still, wearing what looked like dark, dripping clothes. The video quality was terrible, all grainy and distorted, like the camera was struggling to process what it was seeing. Then the figure raised its hand. Knock. The video timestamp showed 3:16 a.m., 1 minute before I heard the knocks. But here's what made me call the police. As I watched this figure in the recording, it slowly turned its head toward the camera. And I swear, its eyes were completely white. No pupils, just white. The video cut out. When the police arrived 20 minutes later, they found nothing. No wet handprints, no figure, nothing. But they did find something strange. The officer checked the entire 5th floor, and on every single apartment door, there was a faint scratch mark. 3 vertical lines, like someone had dragged their fingernails down each door. Except mine. My door was completely unmarked. I moved out the next week. I still don't know what that thing wanted or why it knocked on my door but left marks on everyone else's. There's a gas station on Route 48 in Nevada that doesn't exist on any map. I know because I spent 3 hours trying to find it again. But that night when my tank was on empty and my phone was dead, it was the only thing for 50 miles. And the attendant knew my name. I was driving from Las Vegas to Reno, taking the scenic route like an idiot. It was around 11 p.m., middle of nowhere, and my gas light had been on for the past 20 miles. Classic mistake, right? Then I saw it. This old school gas station, the kind with the vintage pumps and a flickering neon sign that just said gas. No brand name, no price display, just gas. I pulled in, relieved. The place was deserted except for one attendant inside the booth. Old guy, maybe 70s, wearing a uniform that looked like it was from the 1950s. I went inside to prepay. That's when things got weird. $20 on pump 3, Jake, he said before I could open my mouth. I froze. How did you know your name? He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. You've been here before. No, I haven't. I've never taken this route. He just kept smiling. Sure you have. You'll see. I was too tired to argue. I paid cash and went back to pump 3. As I filled up, I noticed something odd about the other cars in the lot. There were 3 of them, all covered in dust, all with flat tires. One was a pickup truck from the 80s. One was a sedan that looked even older. And one was a Honda Civic. Silver. Same model as mine, same year. Even the same dent on the rear bumper from when I backed into a pole last summer. My hands started shaking. I topped off the tank and got back in my car as fast as I could. As I pulled out, I glanced at the attendant through the window. He was standing perfectly still, watching me, and he was holding something. My phone. The one that was dead in my cup holder. Except I looked down. My phone was still there. I floored it. For the next hour, my radio wouldn't work. Just static. Except every few minutes, I'd hear something through the noise. A voice. The attendant's voice. "See you next time, Jake. See you next time." When I finally got cell service and pulled over, I checked Google Maps. There was no gas station on that stretch of Route 48. Nothing for 60 miles. But my tank was full, and on my passenger seat there was a receipt, handwritten, $20, pump 3. But the date on it, it wasn't from last night, it was from 10 years in the future. I've driven that route twice since then, looking for answers. The gas station was never there, but sometimes, late at night, my radio still picks up that voice through the static. I got a voicemail from my mom last Tuesday. Normal, right? Except my mom's been dead for 3 years. And when I played the message, she was screaming my name. But here's the worst part. I could hear my voice in the background, telling her everything was going to be okay. My mom passed away in 2022. Car accident. I was with her when it happened, and her last words to me were, "I love you." I've replayed that moment in my head 1,000 times. So when I saw Mom Mobile pop up on my phone last Tuesday at 2:34 p.m., my heart stopped. I let it go to voicemail. I couldn't bring myself to answer. 5 minutes later, I played the message. Heavy breathing. Then her voice, "Sweetie? Sweetie, where are you? I can't see anything. It's so dark." My hands were shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. Then screaming. My mom was screaming, "Help me, please, somebody help me." And then I heard my voice, calm, distant, like I was in another room. "Mom, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Just stay calm." "Where are you?" she screamed. "I can't find you." "I'm right here, Mom. I'm not going anywhere." The message cut off. I immediately called my dad. "Did you get any weird calls today? Anything about Mom?" "What? No, why?" I played him the voicemail. I'll never forget the silence on the other end. "That's impossible," he finally said. That's her voice. That's really her." I reported it to the police, but they couldn't trace the call. The number that showed up, it was her old cell number, the one that's been disconnected for 3 years. But here's what made me lose sleep. I checked my phone records online. According to my carrier, I received the call. But I also made a call to that same number at the exact same time. The call duration? 47 seconds. The voicemail? 47 seconds. I was on the phone with myself, or with whatever I'm going to become. 3 days after I got that voicemail, I was driving home from work. Same route I always take. I saw an accident up ahead, traffic backing up. As I got closer, I recognized the car that was hit. It was my mom's old car. Same model, same color, same license plate frame, same dent on the rear bumper from when she backed into our mailbox. I pulled over and called 911, but when the cops arrived, they said there was no accident. No car, nothing. But I saw it. Last night, I got another voicemail. Same number. Same time, 2:34 p.m. I listened to it this morning. It was just breathing. Heavy, labored breathing for 47 seconds. And right before it cut off, I heard my mom's voice one last time. "I'll see you soon, sweetie." My phone's been off ever since.